Okay, this is an interesting case. We need to make this hybrid, which was made on tooth preparations. The dentist has placed lower implants, as you can see over here, and we need to make this to an implant supported structure. Alright, so this is a very interesting case, and I'll guide you through the entire case so that we can get this sorted. First thing is we're going to do some object management because there's too many objects on the scene. Select M to move, and this is my denture, and then we're going to click OK, and we're going to unfilter these two. The one that looks like a screen, click on that. That semi-permanently hides it. We've got these tooth preparations. We're going to move that as well. I'll just put prep, and we're going to hide that as well. Then we've got an upper and a lower and a bite block. We can keep those all together. But what is this in the middle? Okay, let's just hide. These are the implant parts. Now, these have been given to me, although we've got them in our tooth library. They are Medentica parts. So here, parts, and then hide them like that. Alt H to unhide the rest of them. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to bring them to the center of Blender. By the way, we are working with PLY files, and this is why we've got these nice biological colors. So just to see what we've got this one, we've got this one, we've got one here. So we've got quite a few models. We need an upper to engage in this menu. We need an upper model, and we need a lower model. So the upper model will be the target, and all of the other ones will be the opposing. So just link them all up. So shift left click, and we can go into transparent mode just to make sure we select them all. So these are all selected. Even if you go B and you select them like that, that also works. So right click or Control J to join them up. So this is one unit now. That's my target, and the other one is going to be my opposing. And we're going to link it and flip it around. Okay, so here, look at it from the top. Shift right click to place my cursor. P, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, and we're going to align it. Now all of them are going to go into the center, but you'll notice something. You'll notice all of these objects that have been made, and these are islands which we need to delete. I'll explain in a second. So here we're going to flip it on the y-axis 2 times round. Now what are these things here? So if I click on there and tab edit mode, you can see here in the corner, these are little islands. These are from the scan. Not all scans do this. Some scans do that, but not all of them do that. So in object mode, we want to select what we have, what we need. So I want to select this one, that one, and that one, and this one, and then Control I to select the inverse, X to delete. All we need is those few. Now we've got it all aligned in the center of Blender, and from here on we're going to go to the next step. So this is step number 1. Alright, a bit of object management again. This is my bite block. Bite. I'm going to hide that. And then what we're going to do is, this is the one that I need to, this is my destination object. And underneath there, I can see it like a tissue model with the implant sticking out of it. And this one, I don't think we need that. X delete. So this is my scan body. So M, my scan bodies. And then I'll leave that on the scene. And this is my tissue model. I'll just call that tissue. Okay, so what is important here now is this one, and we need the components. Now I've been told these are Medentica multi-unit abutments. So we're going to look into the library, and we're going to look at Medentica scan bodies and analogs, and we're going to have a look at the multi-units. Now these all have a flat face. This one doesn't, and you can see none of them have any flat faces, so this will most probably be the one that we need. For now, I'm going to H to hide it and H to hide that one. In the component modules, we're going to now link them up. So select that one, B key, select the other ones, and link it. Now we need a few of these. You don't see it appearing in orange because we are still in PY color. PY color is attribute. For now, let's put it to the material or the texture color so that we can actually see what's going on. We can always flip to the other PLY later on. Now we need a few of these. Okay, so Alt H to unhide. Let's see, we need 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's exactly what we're going to do. H to hide that one, copy that. So copy, and we're going to do that 4 times. Now what we want to do is we want to snap this into the location. We do that using the ICP module. So here, let's just put them next to each other, somewhere like this. And now it's time to align these parts. So this is good. We're going to name this the moving object. I'm going to color these. So name, I'm going to call this my destination object, and then we're going to go color moving, and I'm going to select A to select them all, apply, cut destination. I'm going to go into transparent mode, and we're going to use the C key, and we're just going to color a whole section like that as well. Okay, make sure that the inside is not selected though, because that's going to throw away the algorithm like that. So here, like this. Alright, so next thing is we're going to align the one to the other. So here, just use the G key and then the G key and the R key just to get a sort of an alignment, and then we're going to select both and perform ICP like that. And that's perfect. And we're going to confirm this. And we're going to do this another few times. Here I'm just going to shortcut the video because the procedure is exactly the same. Now we've got them all aligned, which is really great. In the components module, we're going to hide these scan bodies. We no longer need to see them, scan bodies. This one we are also finished with. We don't need to see this anymore. What we do need to see is a tissue model over here. Then there's been a few parts that have been supplied to me earlier on, which we need to then use. So this one we're going to hide, and these we don't need at all anymore. These are the scan bodies that have also been supplied, but I've taken them from the components module library. This is the one we need. We need the screw. We don't need the screw either. Notice that sometimes these come with an open mesh, like an open face. This is not correct. So if you don't have the components, you can grab them through the components module. Here we've got the rose and screw over here. Yeah, so we've got them over here, the regular platform over here, and then we've got the standard ones as well. If you don't have them, you need to make sure that there's a face on top of it. Now we need 4 of them, so Shift D, Shift D, Shift D. This becomes the destination, and we're going to snap that to our destination like that. And we're going to do this 4 times. So select destination and match that like this. So from here on, I'm going to just set this to PLY color again, attribute, so that we can see what this looks like. This looks really, really good. Right, next I'm going to align a different model, which is the prep model. We're going to align these to the same position. So just rotate these a little bit so we can get a reference point of what we are doing. I'll just move this away a little bit like that. So here, pay attention to where we're plotting the points. Go to the alignment. This is our moving. First of all, join them up, Control J. Okay, so this is our moving, and this becomes our destination. We're going to place a few landmarks. So place landmarks. We've got the tooth over here. So on the buccal side here, we're going to move forward. This is all different, as you can see. Perhaps over here there's something similar, and maybe at the end here. We'll try and go with that. Enter. Do the same on the other one. Select both, perform initial alignment, and then perform ICP alignment. So this is acceptable. We're not really going to be using this, but this is relatively okay. Select them, make sure they are on your prep model, and hide them. Next, we want to take the denture, which is over here. This one needs to be aligned as well. So rotate them like that. So we need a good bird's eye view of what we are painting, and we can even paint from underneath if we want to, just so that we can get it correct. Mind you, we could use this one and align it to the tooth preparation one, because it's got these tooth preps, and I believe that this one has been made inside the tooth prep, so this could be maybe possibly a better option. This shouldn't be too difficult to do. We're going to hide the one that we used beforehand, the tissue one. We're going to select this one now and put this into position. Note how different the bites, the occlusions are, but we're not fussed with the occlusion at this stage, so we don't have to think about that at all. So here, what we're going to do is actually I'm going to separate these two to get a good separation. We don't need the top one here, and notice how many it's been. There's like a lot of islands that have been made, which is unfortunate with this type of scanner which has been used. Yeah, so all of these need to be deleted. But yeah, so let us just align this one into the correct position. So this now becomes our moving one, and this is our destination one. And I'm going to plot a few points. So here goes. We're going to put them right on the inside of these. So here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and perhaps on the here as well, and one over here. Okay, so enter that, and here we're going to plot points as well. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to hide the parts over here because we want to see right through what we need to look at. So we're going to take this one, place landmarks, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. Enter that, select both, perform, and we're going to perform ICP like that. Excellent. This gives us a good reference to where it needs to go. Like that. I'm quite confident that we've got a good alignment here, or as good as what we can get. We can always use the tissue as well. If you want, if you're not 100%, you can always go again, name moving, name destination, color the tissue, use a C key like this, apply color destination, and sweep across the same area, apply, select both, perform ICP. Oh well, that has changed it a little bit as well. Maybe because the tooth preps are different on the inside. Okay, so here there could have always been a spacer or something. Alright, from here we go to the next section. Before I continue, I want to get rid of all of these moving parts. I don't need them and I don't want to see them. So here I'm just selecting, I see where it's orange and I hide this. Now we've got all of these components as well, the analogs and the components. Notice how I do that. I select it, I see where it is, and I hide them. So this one, Control I, X, delete all of those. Now we're back to where we need to go. Great, I'm done with this one. Hide it. Let's have a look at the denture and the tissue model. Now we can make a model out of this tissue model, and we're going to make a hybrid out of this one. All of the models are exactly where we need them to be, and then we're going to continue making an eyebrow right at the end. For now, what I want to do is I want to make a model out of this thing. So this is quite easy to do. First have a look at the periphery, how it is. It's all looking quite good. Shift or right click to place our cursor, go to the model designer and grab the arch cutting tool and then E to extrude. Trim and then select your vertice of the mesh that you want to keep and then click on clean. This one and click on clean and then make your model. In this instance, we're just going to look at the face normals. They've been flipped. Flip them around again. Then we can make a lower base with a border. And make it a little bit longer because when we're putting these implant parts in there, we need sufficient length. By sufficient length, I'm going to just expose my analogs and my components over here in transparent mode. I can see through my model. This is what the model looks like.